It's now at 5 p.m. As Kirsten mentioned, Dr. Jesus Jara's tenure as superintendent will officially be over at the nation's 5th largest school district.
We do have team coverage. 8 News Now investigator Kyle Payne will look at Dr. Jara's time as leader of our district.
But first, we begin with 8 News Now education reporter Joshua Pagero. Joshua is live at district headquarters.
Brian Kirsten, CCSD trustees approved giving Jara $250,000 to resign from the district. That means he will be out of that top floor office by 5 p.m.
We would now be in a state of emergency.
With no superintendent, some trustees say they're fearful of plunging the district into disorder.
We're supposed to be focused on student success. And in order for students to be successful, you cannot introduce chaos. Right, you have to have a plan.
That plan, in the meantime, is the appointment of Brenda Larson-Mitchell as interim superintendent, who is interested in turning that into a permanent role.
Our children are depending on us to provide stability in these trying times.
As Larson-Mitchell spoke, the chair of Dr. Jara remained empty, avoiding his second straight meeting. I stopped by his home, and no one answered the door. Trustees discussed the process of finding a new superintendent. Board President Evelyn Garcia Morales says it could take 3 to 6 months.
I think that we should be prepared in March to make a decision whether we want to pursue a national search.
In pursuing a national search, trustees will have to request proposals from search firms and determine how much they want to spend.
It cannot be a process that we just kind of like, what is the easiest thing to do? We have to make sure that all parts of our community are included.
Now, the Board of Trustees will have a discussion at the person that will next occupy that office at their March 6th meeting. Reporting live news at Herald Decatur, Joshua Pagero, 8 News Now.
Thank you, Joshua. Dr. Jara made headlines when he arrived here, continued to make them throughout his time as the head of the Clark County School District.
8 News Now investigator Kyle Payne continue our team coverage with a look at those 6 years under Dr. Jara.
Dr. Jara signed his initial contract with CCSD in 2018, and controversy met him at the front door.
Okay, Peloton, let's do this. Great.
A Peloton bike, the subject of an ethics complaint against Jara early into his tenure as superintendent. One reason why taxpayers were on the hook for the $2,400 bike might be the $5,000 annual allowance Jara got for wellness. Contracts were a common theme in Jara's 6 years here, starting with his first one, which paid him $320,000 a year and also included a $700 monthly car allowance.
Now we come to find out.
In 2019, Jara went to war with then-Governor Steve Sisolak over teacher raises. 2020, parents and teachers criticized Jara's handling of COVID-19 logistics and safety measures. And in 2021, trustees voted to both remove him and then reinstate him. And teachers' contract negotiations started last March and went on all year. The union even sued him, and in the end, after Jara dug his heels in, the teachers got everything they asked for this past December. And even still, asked for Jara to leave, despite him signing a contract himself last October.
I think they're even more determined to see new leadership at the school district level.
A major criticism from the legislature has been that despite historic amounts of money going to the school district, there hasn't been significant improvements in the numbers that students can read and write. I'm Kyle Payne, 8 News Now.
Thank you, Kyle. Before CCSD, Jara was a deputy superintendent in Florida, and he began his career as a bilingual biology teacher and coach.